It's the 11th of April today and I'm back down the allotment. One of my children is back to school, the other one's not back till tomorrow, but they're old enough to be able to leave at home on their own for a while. So I've come down the allotment. What I'm going to do today, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plant the shallots in. Now you may remember that about, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 weeks ago I bought some shallots and I planted them in 3-inch pots and I kept them in the greenhouse. Now they've all done very well apart from one. So they're all looking like this. They've all got lovely green shoots coming up them, so they're now ready to go outside. If you find that they haven't started to shoot and when you pull it up there are no roots on the bottom, then you discard that one because it's not going to grow. In fact, if you push it, it's soft. Okay, so that one, even though it felt okay when it first went in, it clearly wasn't right, which is why it's always good to start them off in a pot so that when you put them out, you only put the best ones out. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 shallots here. So I will show you how to plant those out in the soil. Right, now all we need to do is just put this in the soil. Make sure that you've cleared any weeds out of the way and just give the soil a little bit of a turnover. I have already dug this a little while ago, which is why I'm not getting in there with the big fork. But I'm just going to loosen the top. Now, when you take one of these out, or before you take it out, you'll notice that there's some lovely roots down the bottom, which is a really good sign that it's growing really well. So squeeze it out of its pot, and as you can see, there they are all the way around there. We'll just gently loosen those very, very slightly. Now we want to put these in the soil about 6 inches apart from each other because they do sort of spread out when they grow. So dig a nice hole, and then when you put this in, make sure that the soil is at the same height that the compost was in. Okay, or maybe just slightly over, but don't bury it really deep down. And then just fill around it like this, give it a gentle push down, and then we'll give a space of about 6 inches, and then we'll put in the next one. So I'll carry on and I'll show you these when they're done. Okay, so there they are, all 11 of them, all ready to grow. There's 6 inches apart from each plant both ways. Okay, so they've got lots of room to spread and they'll be fine. Now the next thing to start planting is the potatoes. Now I've just got one variety of potatoes here. I've got my King Edwards here. The Sarpomeras are still at home, so I will do those in the next few days, weather dependent. But the King Edwards have been sitting on top of my kitchen cupboards, and they've been in their little black trays since I think about the beginning of February, and I always put them up there. You need to keep your potatoes in a frost-free place if you want them to start chitting. Chitting is when you get the little shoots that start to come out. They should be short and stumpy. If the potatoes, the seed potatoes, are stretching for light, you will get long, thin ones and they break very easily. The short, stumpy ones don't. Now, I'm going to show you these because I'm very, very pleased with them. They're doing really well. That's one tray, and then that's the other. Okay, these are the sorts of things that you'll be looking for. You want these short, stumpy, just put that there, otherwise it'll blow away. You want these short, stumpy little shoots coming up. They're about just under 1 inch long, and they're really sturdy. So, weather dependent on where you live, you can start putting these in sort of from about the middle of March. All your potatoes, whether they're earlies, mids or lates, they must all be in by May at the very, very latest, the end of May at the very latest. If you leave them out too long, they'll start to shrivel up. So the beginning to the middle of April is usually the best time to start planting them. So let's get these in the soil. Now, before you put your potatoes, your seed potatoes, down in the soil, the best thing to do is to place them on top, because then at least you know where they are and how far you've got, just in case you get distracted. They need to be positioned about a foot apart from each other, and then each row needs to be about a foot apart from each other. So what I'll do to start with is I'll just gently rest these on the top of the soil before I put them underneath. Now, once you've placed them all on top of the soil, then you can start making the holes and burying them. Now, there are so many different ways of doing this. You can either dig a trough and shovel the soil out and then put them in and then move the soil back again. You can use a trowel to dig a hole. It's entirely up to you, but personally I like to use my long-handed bulb planter. It's an absolutely wonderful thing. It's perfect for putting in any bulbs, and it's also perfect for putting in your seed potatoes. So as long as you've dug the soil well, it should go down very easily. So just position it where the potato was, push it right down as far as it'll go, and then as you lift it up, you need to drop the potato in. Now try and get the shoot pointing upwards. There. Now I hope you can see that. There's the seed potato right in the hole. It's about 6 inches down, maybe slightly more, and the shoot is pointing up. And all you need to do is, once you've put all your potatoes in, is then just to smooth the soil over them, just like that, and then they'll be absolutely ready to grow beautifully for you. So I'll just carry on doing the rest and I'll come back to you when I'm done. And the last thing you need to do once you've covered up all your potatoes is you need to put a label on them, because then first of all you remember actually where you've planted them, and secondly, if you've got lots of different varieties, then you know what varieties are growing where. Now what I do is I get the label, I fold the top section over and I just tear a little bit, and then I do the same with the bottom and a little section, and then you end up with 2 holes. Now this is perfect for putting your stick through. So you just feed it through, just like that, okay? And then you can open it up, and then this is usually got a bit of plastic on it, so it won't fade. And then you just put that in the ground, in the bed where the potatoes are growing, and then you know exactly what variety are growing there. Well, I've just got a few more King Edwards to do, and I'll put those in there, but once I've done those, I'll see what else we can get up to today. Right, well that's it for today. It's just started to rain. I finished digging over another bed and had a little bit of a sort out and a little bit of a chat. Because it's raining and I'm hungry, I'm going to go home. But I just want to say thank you very much to Trevor, who's got a lovely plot over there. He's a very sweet man. And he gave me some purple sprouting broccoli for tea. So that would be great, because mine it has done quite well, but the nets flew off of it, so the pigeons seem to have eaten all of that. So I will thoroughly enjoy that, so thank you very much, Trevor. Well, I hope you found what I've shown you today useful, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.